Our speaker this morning was discovered by the NOAC coordinator, Kim Ebersol, on the World Wide Web. Kim typed in 2 words from our 2009 NOAC theme, wisdom and legacy, and she was led to Rachel Freed. Rachel Freed is a woman who has transformed the ancient tradition of the ethical will to empower 21st century men and women to honor and claim and preserve our legacies for future generations. Founder of Life Legacies, Rachel has developed a teaching model, lectured and led workshops, written books, and leads a national guild of legacy facilitators. Last year, I also discovered firsthand that Rachel Freed is a pioneer in another field which touches so many of our lives in this auditorium. When I was doing pastoral work with a man who was struggling with chronic heart disease, I searched for a resource to be of help for his wife and his adult children for the long journey ahead. And I found on the Internet Library a book called Heartmates, a guide for the spouse and family of heart patients. And the author was Rachel Freed. Rachel has dedicated her vocational passions to supporting families of those with life-threatening and chronic illness. Rachel Freed is a senior fellow at the University of Minnesota's Center for Spirituality and Healing. She's a licensed clinical social worker and a family and marriage therapist. But to those of us who are gathered here, Rachel Freed is a woman of courage and of wisdom whom we have invited to inspire our legacies and our lives this morning. Please warmly welcome with me Rachel Freed.
Good morning, everyone. That was quite an amazing introduction. I am amazed that you knew the book. But what I want to say to begin is that I am so honored to be with you this morning. I have felt so included and so warmly welcomed. And I have learned so much already just listening last night to Chris and today with, now who was that, Jeff? Bob Neff. Unbelievable learning. So I hope that I can continue to inspire you to think about, and in my case, I'm interested in you writing to preserve your legacies. And I will spend the next hour talking about the experiences that I've had with legacy, teaching you about the tradition of the ethical will, which I commonly call legacy letters today. Deanna mentioned that this legacy writing comes from the ancient tradition of the ethical will. The ethical will is, well, let me go back to Genesis to teach you about the ethical will. It's an ancient tradition, and it actually is one of the examples of weaving the old to meet the needs in the new world. At the end of Genesis, Jacob is dying, if you remember, Genesis 49, and calls his 12 sons to him and does 2 things. He blesses them, although if you read them, they don't feel very much like blessings. They feel mostly like instructions and incriminations. But the other thing he does is he says to his sons, Please don't leave me down here in Egypt. Don't leave my bones here. Take them back to the cave at Machpelah. That's the cave that Abraham bought when Sarah died